What's up, everybody? You're back with the Chosen Con, and
What up, everybody? It's your boy AK.
we finally we finally did it. We finally got together in Surrey, thanks to Bav. She made it happen. We couldn't do it alone in Toronto, but today we went and we dissected a bunch of things in the podcast. Sure. Today we got to see who Amin is, not AKakaAmazing, who Amin Kang is, who I think is way more interesting than just like what everyone else perceives you to be. So we dived into a couple of things. First thing I learned today was in high school, you were very religious. You want to talk about that a little bit?
In high school, actually, I was always, I guess, a mona. I didn't have no hair.
Yeah.
But when I went to high school, I didn't go to my home high school. I actually went to a different one because my sister went there, so my parents told me to go follow her. And then that's actually the beginning where I actually started growing my hair, similar to you at first.
Yeah.
And then I actually started to grow like longer, and I'm like, hey, maybe I should have a bug. Like, that's my calling. Yeah. So believe it or not, for 4 years, all of high school, I actually grew my hair and had a bug. And I feel like those were the most vital years of my life that really, I guess, changed the course of my life. Literally, man. Those were 4 years I was protected, I would say, in a sense. And no kids really fucked with me. No one told me to do drugs. Nobody told me to drink, or didn't really hang out with like a bad crew. I was just really, I guess you could say, innocent and just doing my own thing. And then at the end of high school, I kid you not, I took a year off, didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and I cut my own hair, looking into the mirror, thinking that, hey, I didn't become any more spiritual by having a bug. And not to tarnish anyone that obviously has a bug or anything, but I looked into my eyes and I was like, hey, there's going to be a time where I'm actually ready, and I believe that I am, I guess, in a way, sacrificing myself for the guru on the battlefield, and I want that whole outfit, and I want the 5 keys, and I'm going to go. But right now, I'm living a lie almost, I guess you could say. So I felt I wasn't ready, and I feel like one day I will. And when I'm ready, I'm going to bring the whole comb and the community with me.
And that ties into something else you were saying on the podcast where you're like, you know what, man? Like, there's the facade, right? You were talking about how when you were in Toronto, you had the crew, you had all these different people, and you started seeing that everyone's kind of got a facade up. Just like what you just said right now, is that even when you had the bug, it could be a facade, but internally you weren't really fully there yet. So that's what I wanted to dive into a little bit too, was that you started noticing a lot of people started doing things for the wrong reasons, right? And not
necessarily wrong reasons. It's just what their inner calling is. Like, if that's what their inner calling is, you know what I'm saying? People were chasing different things at certain times, you know?
And what would you say your inner calling is now? Because we talked about that too.
I feel like it's been the same, man. I would say it's just align yourself with real artists that are, especially underground, that need the help, struggling artists, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like a painter that got like 20 followers on Instagram, but, you know, is doing the craziest guru pictures, you know? I'm talking about, you know, a guy who's probably got 500 SoundCloud followers, but he's making the craziest string music, you know what I'm saying? Right from the gurus, like that's what the gurus play, you know what I'm saying? I feel more connected to those guys rather than a guy that's got like, I don't know, 10 million, you know, subscribers, or he could do a crazy collab with me and I could, you know, I feel like, I feel that means way more for me. And that's what I've always been doing. I've always tried. I always, like, in the beginning, it was very, like, ranting, I either literally dissed you or I put you on. Mm-hmm. And either way, you're going to blow up. I kid you not. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So that's how I always thought about it. And, like, obviously, the dissing got a bit, you know, reduced. And I just started I guess, loving more people and just putting on for people. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a beautiful sentiment, man. And that even goes into like the third point of loving people. Yeah. Right? Because we talk about how you started loving this one individual that you met out in Surrey. Yeah. And so what was that like? So you were telling me you were going through a bunch of stuff in your life.
For sure, man.
And then what happened when you first came to Surrey?
Well, I came to Surrey for a music video, but, you know, she messaged me on the side saying, hey, I got a friend that, you know, got a t-shirt company, would love to give you some free gear, and, you know, if you're down for a photo shoot. Free gear's
dope, yeah.
You know, so I was down for that, and it turns out she was actually a part of the photo shoot, and then
so she was smart. She was real smart. Straight up. So she always knew, hold on, let's think about it for a second. She always knew that you were going to do the photo shoot together. But she
knew.
Ah, I see.
I was just in there for the free gear. But, you know, man. But yeah, then I was actually the one that asked to, like, want to see her more, and then that's it. We just kicked it off, and, like, we, you know, this is coming from a guy that didn't want to chill with anyone, didn't want to really, you know, just did my own thing, didn't care for anything in life, man. I'm telling you straight up.
You were telling me too, man.
Like, I cared, but, like, I cared about, like, other stuff. Like, as you can see, I'm very, like, connected to my roots, and when I want to learn about my back home and, like, what's going on now and how the world operates, the financial system, all this, it would make me literally, like, almost like depressed and like not want to kill myself, but I would feel, you know what I'm saying? Like almost like when you hear about a genocide or you watch Hotel Rwanda or some crazy shit, Blood Diamond, right? Some crazy shit like you would see and you feel, but I would be doing that on a regular basis, you know, and everyone knows me. I'm just to myself, I do my own thing. I blaze my herb, I do that, I meditate. I stay very in tune and I feel for the world in so many different ways, man. And that's what I do with artists or anyone. And it takes a toll on your soul, man, if you really want to feel.
Yeah.
For people that really want to feel, it'll take a toll on your soul. And if you're not ready, if you don't know how to convert it, if you don't know how to channel it, it'll kill you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why most people don't even care to think about certain things that really matter or how the world operates. They just figure out what their role is and play it.
Yeah.
But that's not enough for me,
And that's what goes into what we talked a lot about in the podcast. We talked about religion. A big portion of it was on religion and where it went and how it went the wrong way. And it goes, again, into what you just said, man, collective humanity. That, if you're bleeding, bro, I'm feeling it too. Not just, this guy lives on this other side of the border, right? Or this guy's got like the Hutu and the Tutsi you're talking about. It was like they had broader noses and things like that, bro. And that's why I ain't gonna care about them. Yeah. So when you say that, man, that's a huge sentiment that I think a lot of young people need to hear too, or just people in general. Like, we in this together, bro. This sinking ship. Sure. It's like, I don't care if we're Muslim, Sikh, Hindu, whatever. Sure. If you got 1 million followers on Instagram or if you got 5, I was like, if the world keeps going the way it is,
for sure, man,
we're going down together. So
hell yeah, everything was connected in the beginning, and it's the same now. The internet is just one step in our one foundation step for us to reconnect on a whole. Like, I'm talking about to the point where we're in a different dimension and you know how we made the pyramids? Through goddamn frequency. You know what I'm saying? That's how they freaking aligned like that, okay? Through frequency, all right?
You want to elaborate on that a little more?
Literally, I'm talking about, think about it. If we're on a different dimension and if we're thinking and telepathically connecting through frequency, that's how they align the pyramids, along with many, many other things, because then everything's doable. You know what I'm saying? But that's just one thing that got left on Earth, just to be like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And it's funny too, is because from a scientific perspective, things like that, how people want to bring that up, dude, they're finding now more than ever that the frequency your heart gives out is more powerful than the frequency of your brain. Like, you can feel that vibe. You know how people that were talking about being a vibe, how they thought they were crazy, but it's real stuff, man. And I think that's what we gotta collectively get into.
Think about it. They're like on freaking Mars and they're looking for stars and shit. When really they already know it's actually down here and to begin with. But they want the average human to be, I guess, disconnected and be in fear mode all the time and just totally be in a totally different fucking
mindset,
abyss of a mindset. Like,
check out the podcast. Trust me, I learned a lot. I'm serious, man. I have a lot in my head right now. Yeah. Because I feel like I grew, but we also went into it all makes sense. It always makes sense, right? Yeah. It all adds up. And so check it out. Check out all Amin stuff. This guy is gonna do some big stuff with directing. I know it. I'm seeing it. No wedding movies, no wedding films, none of that.
Who knows? We're expanding, yo. We'll take over everything.
It's a big market. It's a nice one. It does exist. The Gujarati market is fresh, man. I just seen it 2 nights ago. So again, thank you for tuning in. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it may be, and keep up to date with this guy because he's about to do some big things. So the second wave is coming. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for watching our videos. Your support really means a lot to us. Check out our podcast and honestly check out the other conversations we've been having as well.